Most people seeking therapy have an experience they don't want to have, usually some unpleasant or unwanted experience. Those experiences that we don't want to have are internal experiences or responses, such as thoughts, including memories and even images, feelings, physical sensations, or urges to act. RIO is not designed to get rid of or necessarily solve whatever problem that you are currently having. No 3-session workshop could do that. RIO is designed to reorient you to the issues that you are currently experiencing, create flexibility in how you view and approach these issues, and propel your change process forward. RIO stands for Recognition, Insight, and Openness. It combines the latest evidence-based practices to introduce a variety of tools that can be applied for years to come. These tools may be conceptual, such as introducing useful metaphors or thinking strategies, or experiential, such as introducing mindfulness techniques to shift your interactions with your internal experiences. Each topic in RIO gets its own week. The information builds on itself with each new workshop. People who report the most benefit from RIO also practice the exercises in between sessions and after the workshops have ended. You will notice additional exercises in your workbook that you can continue to use on your own after you have completed RIO. The skills taught in RIO are difficult ones that may take years to fully develop, and that's okay. Give yourself space to learn, room for doubt, and permission to keep going if you slip on the snow going up. Sometimes you may feel uncomfortable during some of the exercises. That's totally normal. I'll repeat this again later, but if it ever feels like too much, feel free to stop doing the exercises and do what you need to do to take care of yourself. Now take a moment to think about the following question. Why might a student seek therapy? Examples could include thoughts, such as I have low self-esteem, feelings or emotions, such as sadness or anger, physical sensations, such as an upset stomach, memories, such as I want to forget, and regrets, such as I wish I hadn't. You may have thought of an external event that prompted an internal response, such as a breakup, conflicts with friends or family, or not doing well in school. Try to name the internal responses accompanying that situation. For example, if it was a breakup, you may have sad feelings. If you're failing school, you may have the thoughts that you're being a failure. Focus on this. No matter what the precipitant was, the result is something that was personally upsetting and is an unwanted internal experience. Take a moment to reflect on your own responses to managing your unwanted internal response. Turn to page 10 in your workbook. You will notice a section labeled Facing the Current Situation. On the left is a column to list what you have done to try to manage, avoid, eliminate, or control your unwanted internal response. On the right is a column for writing down what these strategies have prevented you from doing. Pause the video now while you complete the journal prompt. Now take a moment to consider the following question. When someone has an experience they don't want, what is a typical response? Some examples you may have thought of include trying to make it go away, trying to avoid it, or trying to control and change it. Keeping in mind all that we have discussed, it's important to know that RIO is designed to provide you with the tools to help manage these unwanted experiences. Today's workshop will focus on recognition. It's taking a moment to really look at our experiences. More specifically, it's focusing on our reactions to uncomfortable internal experiences and recognizing how and when we might be stuck. Just like using a trail map or our own internal GPS system, we have to understand where we are now in order to see where we can go later. Imagine looking at a map and trying to get from one place to the next. Today you will learn to find your own "You Are Here" marker. This means showing up for our experiences and acknowledging what it is that is bothering us while being present with an attitude of curiosity and compassion. The second workshop will focus on insight. This looks at how to gain understanding of our internal experiences and what they are communicating to us, or what their purpose is. Consider the example of a paper cut. You often don't realize that you've cut yourself until it starts to hurt. The physical pain communicates that you have an injury. Importantly, insight is also learning to let go of what is not working for you. The third workshop focuses on openness and is structured to help with choosing to move our lives in a more fulfilling direction. Today we will learn 3 exercises intended to help you begin to recognize your unwanted internal experience. In other words, before moving forward, we must arrive where we are. These exercises introduce the core strategy of mindfulness, which is to notice or recognize yourself as you are in the here and now. Without judgment, you will begin to build the skill of checking in with yourself so that you are better able to determine what, if any, action you can take to live your life more fully. This first exercise is designed to help you build the skill of recognition or noticing. As we get ready to begin, keep in mind that you may find that you have a strong reaction or no reaction to the exercises in this program. That's okay. Everyone experiences it differently. Strong reactions are not wrong or problematic. Like the paper cut example, it's a sign that it's time to pay attention and recognize your experience. Not having a reaction is okay too. That's a sign that it will take some time for you to build these skills. As simple as these exercises appear on the surface, they are very hard. Expect to feel uncomfortable, and if it ever feels like too much, feel free to stop doing the exercise and just sit quietly. I invite you now to get in a comfortable position in your chair, letting your shoulders drop, and gently pushing your feet onto the floor. Get a sense of the ground beneath you. You can either soften your gaze on a particular spot in front of you, or close your eyes, whichever you prefer. Just take a moment to notice how you are sitting. And notice how you are breathing. Notice what you see, even if your eyes are closed. And notice what you can hear. Notice what you feel against your skin and the way your body presses into the chair. Notice what you can sense or taste in your mouth. Notice what you can smell or sense with your nostrils. By settling into the moment and into your body, you're inviting your mind and your ability to recognize into the present moment with you. Take a moment to become aware of your breath and the gentle movement in and out as air is exchanged in your nose, mouth, and lungs. Note the sensation in your belly or chest as the gentle movement of air creates a rise and fall. Simply allow yourself to notice your sensations as a curious scientist that has never encountered breathing before. Now see if you can notice the movement of your mind as you're observing these sensations, with no need to change or do anything about them. See if you can observe the activity of your mind becoming more evident as you notice yourself, noticing your sensations. You may find this is hard because your mind is a masterful storyteller. It will tell you all sorts of interesting things to grab your attention and pull you away from what you are doing. See if you can let those thoughts come and go, as if they are merely trains passing through a train station, just passing through as you observe the station itself. Keeping your attention on your breath, noticing your breath flowing in and out. When a new thought arises, see if you can notice the thought as just another train passing through. Simply notice without judgment as it goes by. And continue to feel the rise and fall of your chest. From time to time, your mind will succeed in distracting you with new and interesting thoughts, and you may lose track of your breathing. This is normal and natural. Once you notice this has happened, take a moment to note with curiosity what distracted you, and then gently return to focusing on your breathing. Now allow yourself to come back to your breath. Notice the movement of air in your chest and belly, allowing the sensation of breathing in to become the focus of your attention. Notice the coolness of the air you breathe in and the warmth as you breathe out. Notice the sensations in your feet as they touch the ground, and in your body where it touches the chair. As you prepare to bring your awareness back to this room, offer yourself some gratitude for taking time today to be present with your thoughts, for practicing recognition, and for choosing to take steps toward living your life more fully. When you're ready, take one more deeper than normal breath, opening your eyes as you exhale. Take a moment to reflect on your experience during that exercise. Jot down your reactions on page 10 of your workbook. Pause the video now to complete your journal exercise. How was that exercise? You may have noticed yourself wanting to pull away, push those thoughts and feelings aside, beat yourself up for having them, or maybe even telling yourself that this is a waste of time or you have somewhere else to be. That's okay. Just try to recognize your feelings without judgment. The exercise we just completed was one strategy that can teach us to recognize our unwanted internal experiences. When we feel stuck with unwanted thoughts or feelings, we can begin to recognize what our responses are to those unwanted internal experiences. Rather than treating these experiences as our enemy and beating ourselves up for being where we are, we can begin to reorient ourselves to those experiences as a signal that maybe we are stuck, or that what we've been doing isn't working. By recognizing that which isn't working, we open up space to try something else. This helps build flexibility for effectively working with these experiences. Another way to talk about this is with a metaphor. Imagine your unwanted experiences to be similar to how the finger trap works. You want to pull away to get out. That doesn't work. The trap gets tighter and you get more stuck. The solution goes against your intuition or your typical reactions. In our struggle to get rid of what we don't want, our fingers trapped, we end up even more stuck. We need to learn to lean in to get release, much like we would do with our unwanted internal experiences. If we stop fighting our experience, we create space. It's that space that allows us to change our experience. This next exercise builds on the last one and provides you with another tool that you can use to take the time to recognize what your experiences are in the moment. This is called the AGE technique. AGE stands for A, arriving, G, gathering, and E, expanding. There are 3 basic steps to this technique. The first step is arriving. It involves stepping out of autopilot by asking yourself, where am I? What is going on? The aim is to recognize the moment in which you are existing. This is finding the "you are here" marker on the map. The second step is gathering, and it involves gathering the scattered or wandering mind to focus on only one thing. In this exercise, we will continue building on the skill of focusing on breathing. Step number 3 is expanding, and it adds a level of complexity. It will have you practice holding focus on both your breathing and your body simultaneously. Now let's try this using a breathing exercise. Begin by settling yourself into a comfortable position where you are sitting. Perhaps sit upright with your feet flat on the floor, your arms and legs uncrossed, and your hands resting on your laps or thighs, whichever is more comfortable. Let your body express a sense of being present and awake. Remember, if it ever feels like too much, feel free to stop doing the exercise. Now, close your eyes if that feels comfortable for you. If not, keep them open and soften your gaze, focusing on something a few feet in front of you and toward the floor. The first step is being aware, really aware of what is going on within you right now. Becoming aware of what is going through your mind, what thoughts there are. Doing your best to simply notice your thoughts as mental events. And then taking some time to notice the feelings present in this moment. In particular, noticing any uncomfortable or unpleasant feelings. Maybe these are feelings you've been avoiding, or feelings that have been building, trying to get your attention. Rather than trying to push them away or shut them out, turn toward them. Allowing yourself to just acknowledge these unpleasant feelings. Perhaps saying to yourself, there you are. That's how it is right now. Now turn your attention to the sensations present in your body. Just observe. Acknowledging the sensations. Are there sensations of tension, pressure, or perhaps you feel your heart beating? Whatever you are feeling, notice where those sensations are in your body. Just allowing yourself to become aware of them. Allow the sensations to enter into your awareness. Simply observing them for what they are in this moment. You now have a sense of what is going on right now. You have arrived. You've stepped out of autopilot and into your experience. The second step is to gather your awareness by focusing on a single thing, the movement of your breath. Focus your attention on the movements of your belly, the rise and fall of your breath. Spend a few moments focusing on the movement of your diaphragm just below your rib cage. Moment by moment, breath by breath, as best you can. Simply being aware of the feeling of air entering your mouth or nose, gently expanding your lungs, and slowly leaving your body. You may observe your mind wander off, and that's okay. Simply notice and gently return your focus to your breathing. Knowing when your breath is moving in and when your breath is moving out. Notice whether there is a pause between each breath. How it feels when you inhale. What it feels like when you exhale. Simply, curiously observing your breath. Gathering yourself. And using the anchor of your breath to really be present in the current moment. Now the third step is allowing your awareness to expand beyond your breath and into your body. Bring your awareness to your whole body as well as to your breath, creating a more spacious awareness. Notice any areas of tension or holding, and if you feel like it, briefly scan your body and release any tension you might observe as you breathe out. Following the breath as if your entire body is breathing. Feet, legs, thighs, back, stomach, hands, arms, shoulders, neck, face, and scalp, holding it all in this slightly softer, more spacious awareness. Now returning to your usual sense of awareness, bringing with you a sense of calm that wasn't there before. A sense of your capacity to gently hold your experiences in your awareness, holding and observing your experiences lightly, aware that they are your experiences, at least for now. And as with all experiences, subject to change with each new moment. And then, when you are ready, take a deeper breath, slowly breathing out, and allow your eyes to open. Take a moment to reflect on your experience during that exercise. Jot down your reactions on page 11 in your workbook. Pause the video now to complete your journal exercise. Before we wrap up for today, I want to give you a quick tool that you can start using right away. It's a language tip. Throughout the week, as you become aware of your experiences, try adding the words, "I am having the thought that," or "I am having the feeling." For example, "I am having the thought that I'm going to fail my class," or "I am having the feeling of guilt." Instead of fighting your experiences or feeling like you have to do something about them, this will help you recognize thoughts or feelings for what they are. Simply thoughts and feelings. No judgment or action is needed. It's just about observing them. This will begin to allow you more flexibility and space between you and your experience. So to recap, today you learned some skills to begin to recognize where you are in the moment, including unwanted or uncomfortable internal experiences and reactions to them without judging yourself. Next time we will talk about insight, or what those experiences might say about what is important to us. For homework, in addition to practicing the language tip, take some time to breathe and practice intentionally recognizing your experience. There are exercises in your workbook, podcasts online, or you can download a variety of apps to help you. Although we use breathing as a focus today, you can practice this skill with your other senses, visualization, or other guided meditations. Please see the appendix that starts on page 21 of your workbook for a list of helpful tools. You will notice space on page 12 in your workbook to journal after each practice session. Take some time to write down your reactions throughout the week. Make a commitment to yourself to practice. Treat it like you would any other appointment. If you cannot commit to 15 minutes every few days, try 5 minutes every day. You may decide to practice at a certain time of day, like bedtime. Set a reminder on your phone, download an app to remind you, or select an environmental reminder, such as every time you sit down to eat. This is your time. The more you put into it, the more you will get out of it. See you next week.